When you make a mistake, you have two options. Number one, you're either a jerk to yourself about it, or number two, you're kind to yourself about it. One of these is the right option. Any guesses about which one it is? Being kind to yourself is the right answer, and here's why. When you're mean to yourself, when your inner critic is being a jerk, the parts of your brain that think you're in danger get activated. So when you're mean to yourself, your brain believes that you're under actual threat, and your body reacts like you're in physical danger. So you might notice that you feel tense or that your heart rate has increased. You'll stay in this state as long as you are actively criticizing yourself. For example, calling yourself an idiot, because your brain will continue to think that you are in danger. People tend to think that being mean to yourself, and I don't mean holding yourself accountable, but actually being mean to yourself, helps you to learn from your mistakes. But actually it does the opposite. If you weren't attached to being mean to yourself, your prefrontal cortex, which is this part of your brain, would step in and reduce the sense of alarm. You would be able to see that the mistake is just a mistake. The prefrontal cortex is the part of our brain that's involved in making good decisions and having good judgment. When it gets involved, you can see the mistake for what it is. And then, because you're not focused on safety, you can actually learn from the mistake. But if you're attached to being self-critical, you keep the parts of your brain that are alert to danger activated, keeping you tense and focused on the danger or the mistake. In this case, you can't self-regulate. Your energy is going towards being on guard for threat instead of to relaxing or learning. If instead you are kind to yourself about the mistake, the parts of your brain that are linked to safety and soothing get activated. That means that you become relaxed enough to learn from the mistake. Your energy isn't being used to be a jerk to yourself, so you can move forward in a helpful way instead of getting stuck and potentially spiraling into more harmful self-criticism. So the more you react to mistakes with self-criticism, the more likely you will be to treat mistakes as dangerous instead of either neutral or opportunities for growth. The more you react to mistakes with kindness, the more likely you will be to learn from them and move on. Again, to be clear, being kind to yourself about a mistake is not the same thing as holding yourself accountable. It's about how you judge yourself for what's happening. So the question is, when you make a mistake, and you will because we all do you want to get stuck in self-judgment, or do you want to learn from it and move on? If you want to learn from it and move on, if you want to be kind to yourself, which is also known as compassion, but you don't know how to do it, I want you to try this. Imagine that your best friend just made the same mistake you did, or they're in the same situation. What would you say to her? How would you treat her? Now, say those things to and point that treatment toward yourself. Self-compassion not only feels better, but it's actually more helpful. It keeps you from getting stuck in useless self-criticism so that you can use that energy in better ways. If I've convinced you that being kind to yourself is a good idea, but you still don't know how to do it, let me know in the comments and I'll make another post dedicated to just that. I'm Dr. Suzanne Manser, clinical psychologist and author. Follow me for more tips and advice on living with more ease and fulfillment.